Genoa.
Nice to meet you. Remy, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thank you. How was your flight, guys?
Nice. Good, quick. No tribulation, so that's also nice.
You arrived this morning, right? No?
Yes. Yeah.
From Finland.
From Finland, yeah.
How's the weather back in Finland?
A little bit colder than over here, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
nice to be in the south.
Pretty warm. Did you have any time to visit the city already? It's a very beautiful port city.
Only from the commute from the airport.
Okay. Maybe we can show you around in the evening.
It would be very nice.
We'd love to.
Let's hope we can close this out fast so we
Yeah.
enjoy the weather.
Yeah.
You're staying till tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So we have plenty of time.
Yeah, definitely that time too.
But it's a very hot day. You must be thirsty. There's some sodas and actually some Italian candy also.
Finnish candy.
Oh, yeah, Finnish.
Yeah, from a Finnish brand Cloetta. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, help yourself. Please.
What?
Have you tasted this before?
Not yet, so.
Yeah, it's like a mixture candy.
Yeah. Even though we're from Finland.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell it through.
We also bought a bottle from Finland.
Okay.
You know, but it's the evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you're ready, should we go to the table?
Yeah.
So, once again, welcome to our beautiful office here in Genoa. And about today's agenda, I think we go first like a quick introduction round. We see which kind of expertise do we have in the house, and then we can tell more about Bellucci and our business operations. And we would like to hear more from your side. We talked on the phone a little bit, we know some details, but yeah, I'm Veeti Metsä. I'm the chief buyer of Bellucci, and I'm in charge of this procurement process. And my colleagues.
Yeah, hi, I'm Erkko Pulli. I'm the controller. I'm in charge of the financial stuff and so on.
Yeah, hi, I'm Nuutti Lambert. I'm the chief engineer, so I'm in charge of all the technical aspects.
Yes, hello, my name is Veeti Kämäri. I'm the legal advisor at Bellucci.
Well, I think if I speak for all of us, we're very happy that we're here. Already when we were talking on the phone, we were very excited about the opportunity to work with you guys.
Yeah, same.
And I think if we make this work out, we're definitely eager to come back to Italy a few more times. So
That's good to hear.
let me introduce myself. I'm Remy Bumme. I'm the chief or the head of European sales, and this is my team.
I'm Chris Gormans. I'm the chief engineer. So if you've got any questions about any of the cranes, I'm your guy.
Hi, my name is Brega Arnaud, so I'm the installation and service manager of Nostar, and it's a pleasure to negotiate with you guys today.
Hi guys, my name is Thibaut Gilliard and I'm the production manager.
Great. I think we have a good squad today to get a mutual relationship here. So about Bellucci, as you might know, we are an up-and-coming company with we are operating in sea cargo, and currently we have operations around the world. And we are trying to pursue our business up and trying to get these grains you're possessing. I think you can soon tell more about the technical details of these new cranes. And currently we are trying to invest in 10 of these cranes, and we have a timeline of inside 1 year we would want 10 cranes to be installed in 10 of our vessels, and the vessels to be operating within 1 year. So we would like to know how is your production times with 10 cranes, and when can you start earliest, etc. So if you can tell more about your business, and we can move to the details after that.
I mean, you probably know a bit about us already since you already looked us up and you know what you're expecting from our side. Maybe Chris can talk about our product in a bit more detail in a second, but in a nutshell, I think we are the #1 provider of cranes in terms of the features we have, and we would be more than happy to find a way to figure out something that works for you guys, to cater to your needs. I think we can even talk about some customization of our cranes, depending on what it is you require.
Yeah.
And so we'll see along the discussion what it is you guys need. And yeah, we'll make this an interesting negotiation.
Wonderful.
So to add a little bit on the product that we're selling and we're talking about today, it's about a ship-mounted crane, which is currently in the market one of the most versatile and the one with the most capacity available, which it has a capacity of 25 tons, as you guys probably already know. Is it true that it is almost twice the amount of capacity that your current cranes
Yeah,
are
I
able
think
to?
Yeah,
you can clarify, but
yeah, that's correct. You have the
Double
right
this,
numbers,
yeah.
so would be an improvement
Okay.
if we can strike a deal here.
yeah, we can speed up the processes in the ports. That is important for us, and I think we find your like product very interesting in this.
It's very good to hear that there's a good interest in the product that we're,
Yeah.
of course, trying to sell to you guys. Besides that, a crane usually takes 1 to 2 business days per ship to get installed.
Okay.
So we have to go over in the next few, in the next hour how that's going to work out for you guys,
Yeah.
and how many ships at the time will be available for installation, and how that will fit with your schedule as well.
Yeah.
Because I think it's for you also the main priority to keep the ships up and running at most times,
Yeah,
so
exactly,
business can continue to go. Besides that, we need probably some operators to be trained for the installation for the cranes, to make sure that everything will run as smooth as possible, and that there will be no mistakes and no unnecessary delays. But the installation location, we have to go over that, what the opportunities are relating the docking positions, and what the situation is in your harbor. But I think we'll get into that in a few. Are there any more specific questions that you would like to know about the cranes or anything up front?
No, I think that's all, I guess.
Yeah,
We'll get to
our biggest concern is the mounting process plus the delivery time.
Okay.
Because as you know, keeping a ship idle is very costly for us. So we want to ensure with you that we can get the delivery like just in time.
Yeah.
So we don't have to get the ship idle, and also if we get the installation team from your side, your guys don't either have to wait. So I think it's a mutual goal we're trying to achieve.
I think I can already reassure you, we have a good track record with being on time. We haven't had delays.
You're Finnish.
Exactly. And as long as we get, I think it's 3 months in advance notice when you need what to be where, we're definitely able to cater to your needs. And,
Can I clarify the 3 months was with the EXB Incoterm, so it doesn't include the delivery time?
I think that's...
So is your production time 3 months?
Yeah, the 3 months, I believe it's the order to delivery time.
Yes.
So from the moment that we'll get your order, we will start the production of the cranes, and within 3 months, we're usually able to deliver the crane on site for you guys in Italy in this case.
And after this delivery, we have the mounting process, which is 1 or 2 business days.
Yeah. Okay. There was also we talked on the phone that there might be some installation manuals for us, but can you tell more about the mounting process? I think you have a professional crew, so.
Yeah, sure. So basically, we're gonna have like 1 crew for 1 crane, and it's the mounting process is gonna be like 1 to 2 business days, and it's possible to deploy multiple teams for simultaneous installations, but it could be like the cost could be higher due to increased resource commitments. So it depends of your needs, and we can deliver the crane worldwide thanks to our network, so we can just make something for you. I think.
So our initial port of the dry dock we're going to mount the cranes is going to be probably Genoa, because we have the lowest cost there. So in the 3.5K, I assume it was this amount.
Yeah, it is.
Is it included that you handle all the flights and stuff like that, only just the mounting? That your professionals are going to come there and do the work?
I think that is a topic of discussion, depending on how we get what agreement we get on for
Okay.
the others,
Yeah,
other
absolutely.
factors. Maybe something to discuss once we have thrown the ball back and forth a bit. Maybe we go on a break and we discuss the specifics. But I think the usual case, if I look into my notes here, is it depends on a few factors. So maybe let's see how this goes. We can discuss how we include the training
Alright.
prices, living prices.
Because it depends also of the number of cranes you're gonna order. We can just like make something more specific for you.
Mm.
We will see this after, if it's okay for you.
Yeah.
Let's say if the initial mounting schedule will be 3 months from now, so mid July, and we are thinking of 1 month period, so let's say 2 or 3 ships a week. Do you have crew available at these times, or we can always flex the timeline also if it's not possible?
Yeah, we have crew available basically everywhere around the world and when you want to, so it is possible. But it's depending on you. Do you prefer having 10 cranes at the same time, or would you want deliveries to be scheduled for a few months? It really depends on what you actually want.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we were thinking like 1 month mounting period. So let's say first week we do 2 ships, second 2, and then like 3.
Yeah.
Or we can always extend it to 2 months if it's easier.
Yeah. So to clarify, not to fit 10 ships at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But probably 1 or 2 ships at a time put in a close.
Yeah, scatter it up a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume it would be better for us, I think, because we also have other customers that we need to cater to, and I'm assuming for you guys, if you have a downtime of 10 ships at the same time, it's going to cost you quite a bit. And I'm assuming that in summer, so say 3 months from now, it's still quite a busy season.
Yeah.
For you, if I'm not wrong. So if we can find a way where we can scatter it a bit, I think that would be beneficial for both of us.
Yeah.
It's definitely better.
Yeah.
Definitely. About the training of the operators, could you provide more information for us? What is the benefits of hybrid versus on-site?
Yes, so basically the training duration is between 1 and 2 weeks. There is different training options, as you know. So the on-site training in Finland and the remote training. We also have portable virtual reality training, and we have like different package, so we can just find something for you. There is the package on-site, which includes travel, food, and lodging if needed for you for your employees, and the cost can be estimated. Depends on how many people you want to train, so it depends.
Okay, so let's say we were thinking of 25 to 40, but we're gonna squeeze it up to 30, I guess.
Yeah.
For now. So first, what are the benefits of the hybrid training? Do we get a good professional still if they're doing the VR training, or what do you think about this factor?
We've had good results in the past.
Okay.
With
the VR training.
Okay.
It reduces the cost as well. So overall, there has been no downsides to the program, and
Okay.
we definitely recommend it. Yeah, for sure.
Do you recommend it over us coming or us sending our operators to Finland?
Both is nice. I think we also enjoy the interaction with our partners and our clients. And so if you come down, we can show you a lot more hands-on. That's true.
Yeah.
But the training effect will be similar or the same with the VR classes. Just it might be a bit more in depth in person.
Okay.
And I think
But there won't be an overall negative effect.
Yeah.
The cost is not the same as well, because when it's on site, it could be like more expensive for you, but we will see that.
And in addition to that, I think it depends on the experience of your workforce. Let's say they are like very experienced mechanics, and they will probably with the VR training get the nice tricks and know how to attack the situation. And for the ones that are maybe less experienced, it will probably be more beneficial to do it in person.
Okay.
But still, that's up to you whether.
Okay.
But it would be possible for you to feed and accommodate, let's say, 25 to 40 operators if we send them all over to you.
Yeah,
It's doable.
We have good cafeteria and everything.
Yeah, all right, perfect.
That's paramount.
Yeah, sounds very good.
So
I think you want to take the next one? Or?
I could ask again about training stuff. So did you mention any numbers on the costs?
No, not yet. We have
Okay.
to because it depends of the number of operators.
Yeah.
So you said 30, so we have to define like the price is not the same for 25 or 40 people, so we have to
Okay.
define it. So we will
Yeah.
see after during the
Okay.
break if
Okay.
we can make an offer to you.
Yeah, wonderful. We are very keen to hear that.
Excellent. And what is the timeline of the training? You said 1 to 2 weeks, but is it possible to do like in 1 month or like the next month or?
I think it's doable. Yes.
Yeah. So you have like free schedule before to actually deliver the cranes, and we have the operators going.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And I think that the timeline of the training itself would probably also be determined by the amount of people that you want to have trained either in
Yeah.
person or
Mhm.
VR.
Mhm.
I think it's easier for us to get more people trained in the same time if we use VR than in person. But yeah, that depends on the situation
Yeah.
where you guys will opt for.
Yeah.
But I think in either way we'll be able to make it work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We would also like to hear more about your service operations and services, like due to maintenance and this. If you could provide more information.
Yeah,
Yes.
warranties and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. So for our cranes, we have a 1-year warranty on every cranes, and a 15-year warranty on the steel frame parts of the cranes.
Okay.
That was,
We can extend the warranty depends of your needs. For example, yeah, we have different service contracts. For example, if you need to repair some cranes around the world, we have a network for that. And we have a yearly maintenance by licensed partners we have, so you can just buy this option. And we have different services package, so we can do remote assistance and on-site repairs.
Okay.
all right.
So yeah, we can do.
Which is generally very flexible. We have a 24/7 global network of contractors that are able to be at the site quickly if needed. I think some of our clients also discuss the need for having the service on the sea if something should break.
Yeah.
In the past, our product has never shown any signs of breaking on sea,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we're willing to negotiate if that's something you find important to put a service clause for on-sea repair or offshore repair
Alright,
okay.
needs of service. We're willing to send out some of our workers there as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you already have some cost estimate of these services? Like if we take, for example, like 2-year maintenance contract, how much is going to be for 10 of these cranes with a 24-hour service?
Not yet, but that's because it really depends on what is important for you guys, and if once we clarify that, we can put that into our discussion later on, and then we'll come up with a price for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
It
good.
depends on the package you're choosing and the number of cranes, so we don't have like price fixed. We have to make it for you.
Okay.
So it's tailored offer.
All right.
From the past, a rough estimate for you already to know, so that you also don't go into the break without any information. It's around about 10% of our sales price, usually roughly the ballpark of what it may cost to have insurance like that included into your contract.
So per year.
Of the total sales price per year. That's a good question.
It depends, I think, in what level of service package that you're looking for. Currently, we've got 3 different levels of service contracts, but I think our service manager can delve deeper into that.
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. There is the basic one. So I told you it's the classic warranty. We have the cold one, which includes remote diagnostics and on-site repair within 48 hours.
Okay.
And the last one, which is the best one, the emergency sea dispatch, so we can repair our crane, your crane, on the sea. So depends on your few needs.
Yeah. For us, keeping the operations going is the most important factor.
Okay.
But for now, I don't think we need the sea package, as it's a crane for offloading and unloading in port. So I don't see how it's gonna break during the shipment. So but we'll definitely consider the second package.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can move to details later, but let's first go through some of these terms first, of course. The list price was mentioned, it's 295 with the EXV clausel, which means we should do the delivery. But I would ask you if you have better contacts for logistic firms, if we could use maybe a DAP clausel, for example, so you would handle the delivery and we will pay the expenses then. But I think it's gonna ensure more smoothly delivery time.
That is definitely discussable.
Yeah.
Is there a number you're thinking of? Since it's 10 cranes, we're looking at 2.95 million. Is that within your budget already, or?
We have to think about the other factors as well, but it's in the price range for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Then I think we'll discuss that later on. But if DAP works better for you, usually we do EXV, but we'll discuss that.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
come back to you about it.
Okay, wonderful.
It's something that is doable as well. So
But we do have the partners already that we use for international shipping, and so we have our contacts for good deals for the shipping part. We have to link up with them what their availability is in that period and what they can offer us as a price.
Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
I think our
very
main priority is to keep things smooth. So I think the X-Works clausel might be a bit too much hassle for our side. So that's why we are looking for the delivery place, and also that ties to other things. So keeping things going and business going is one of our priorities.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Yeah, exactly. Keeping the ships idle is the most costly part of this procurement process, as you might understand. So we want to ensure we get the timely delivery package. And as we are more than happy to invest more in the future, perhaps if we get the 10 cranes. So from this side, do you think there is some room for maneuver in the listed price itself, or?
Definitely something. What we pride ourselves with the value we provide. We're unique on the market, so we think what we offer is already a pretty fair price.
Okay.
We can discuss volume discounts, again up for discussion, but the more cranes you buy, we might be able to go down a little more. I can't promise how much yet. What we can offer already is our usual credit terms is if you pay within 30 days, you get a 1% discount. So if you think about it, that kind of makes your mounting costs basically free, if you want to account for it like that.
All right. I think we've discussed every detail on the agenda, no?
Yeah, more.
More or less, I think so.
I suggest we have a small break to
sure.
discuss this with each other and then come back. Is it okay?
Yeah, I hope we can get some numbers on the table after the break. And
Some
then go
proposals.
Yeah.
piece by piece. So
But for now, I see this is a very rich conversation. and we can
Very smooth so far.
very good.
okay.
All right.
All right.
Take some candy on the way. So let's go. Yeah, if you take the Excel, I think we do like a package deal.
What about if we try to leverage the future deals as a part of the discount?
We didn't even ask them. Do we know if they want to, have a longer deal, like with longer?
Oh yeah, they were
Partnership.
saying they are looking for a long.
They said that in the beginning, or
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. All right.
I think this is kind of hard because they didn't mention any numbers, so I think we'll have to see after the break. So
We have the element of the super.
I think we'll go through the details now, and then we can discuss with them. We can always have a second break, but for now I think it's good for us to clarify what we've done.
Yeah, like
Also
I was thinking about how about the 30-day payment? Is that too soon because we're about to pay them like
Yeah,
3 million? So
it's a 3 million investment, so I think we propose a 90-day with the 1% discount if paid early, but if we pay it late, we can put like a 5% penalty because our cash flow allows that.
Yeah.
So it like shows them that we are really
committed.
for sure.
committed to the
For sure. All right. So what are we gonna use how we're gonna use the leverage if we leverage the long deal? What are we gonna use the leverage on? What's most important?
I think because our main issue is the delivery time.
Yeah.
We're gonna make some late penalties and like sanctions if they can't meet the standards, which I trust they can, but just to make sure we don't get too much cost for keeping the ships idle. So if you open this form, I suggest we use the 2+2 just-in-time clause with additional 10% penalty for lateness.
Yeah.
If you know more the legal terms, if you can talk about these, and we can link this with the holdback of the new procurement of the additional cranes, if they meet the quality standards. How does this sound for you?
So are we ready to lock in the prices what they are giving us? So the 295 for the cranes and then
what do
the
you think about
mounting and other stuff.
Yeah, I think the mounting price is fair.
Yeah.
Like
we can package it.
It's kind of small thing to go. Like the main thing is just to get this on time.
Yeah.
As you know.
Yeah, but we can package it like try to make the 30 days like prolong it to 90 days with that 1% discount. But if we can't get that, we can just suggest that the mounting price is included in the price, so we get it anyways. So we have like that,
so it's included.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, how much is it? 35k then.
Installation. Yeah.
Is
35K.
this?
Yeah, but it's like a drop in the ocean for real.
Yeah, I think we rather suggest like a 10k discount from the list price. And we pay the DAP in terms of the delivery.
But they pay the DAP.
Yeah, but we can pay the logistics of that. They just handle the insurance and the responsibility.
Yeah. So just in time delivery and then
Yeah.
All right.
Because I assume, like, correct me if I'm wrong from the economic side, but the 295 EXV, we need to anyway pay the logistics plus that. If we were to choose that now.
The EXV is so that we pay the 10%.
Yeah, because it's not included in the list price. The list price is only there, like the product.
But if we get the DAP, then the costs fall to the seller. So in that case, they would be paying the...
Yeah, but what I mean is only we can pay the costs in the DAP by increasing the price, but with the DAP we ensure that they are responsible of the delivery, so we can make the just in time.
Yeah.
Otherwise
we can set penalties.
Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise, if we do the shipment, it's on us. So
it's a bit complicated.
I think we can play with this, but I think otherwise, they seem pretty clear. And then
let's say if they don't realize that with DAP they must pay the costs, let's not bring this up. No, but why would be?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, but like so what are we gonna use our leverage on? Like what are we gonna try to negotiate down?
What do you mean?
Like if we try to leverage we take we can work together for 5 years and get cranes only from you. So what can you do for us? What are we gonna like suggest?
So we want the credit terms and then the just-in-time delivery.
Yeah, so those are the only ones.
Plus we have the holdback of additional cranes. If they can meet the quality standards just in time, plus we can make like a 1 year layover where we see if the parts actually work, etc. We can do a holdback on the contract with like 10 or 5 additional cranes. As you know, we are growing very fast.
Yeah.
We're gonna need these.
Yeah.
Need these cranes.
All right, sure.
Okay.
And as you know from the sourcing process we did with the current suppliers in the market, they are the best one for us. But we are not gonna say it on their face though.
Yeah.
We want them to know. I think we have other options, even though we have, but they don't have the same things.
So the credit terms, so we talk about if we pay them early, we get a 5% discount, but if
No, the 1% that was already.
the 1%,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
But we can make there like a late penalty for us. If we pay late, we can pay 5%, just to ensure they trust us to have it longer, you know.
Yeah.
And you can tell if it's possible. I think might be because we have good cash flow. So
Yeah. What about the training? Depends on the price they're offering. Or?
yeah, we need
Yeah,
to
I
hear the
think we could
package.
just go with the VR package.
I think
They-
VR
they-
sounded nice, but should we send some personnel just to see the Finland? You know, they can send a postcard back or something.
Yeah, I know.
We can send that to work trip.
Yeah, imagine. No, but like. So we go full VR package.
Yeah, I think the VR should just.
You are
Yeah,
familiar
it's-
with the operators.
Yeah, I
so-
mean that worked for me. If we
Yeah.
get the second best service package.
Yeah, let's just do the VR.
That sounds financially responsible.
Did they clarify if they can start the production? Let's say we meet an agreement today, if they can start
Well, I mean
tomorrow.
they said that they can
Okay,
deliver in 3 months.
and then we
so
can
in
have
July.
then we can have 1 month mounting period with 2 or 3 ships a week. I think that's good. No.
I think
So
we, should,
yeah.
we should clarify that with them. So
Yeah,
is
let's clarify
if the mounting starts from mid-July, or if that is somehow
I assumed if the delivery time was 3 months,
yeah
the mounting crew gonna arrive at the same time.
yeah
They
Yeah.
can start mounting
yeah
1 or 2 ships a week, and if we have 4 weeks, they can do it.
Yeah.
And we have them all operating in
Yeah.
end of the summer already. So
Yeah.
I think we're coming up about 10 minutes soon, so.
Yeah. Sure.
okay let's
do we have any other we didn't go through here?
When are we gonna drop the holdback that we can, you know?
I suggest we hear their side first, what they have offered, like a whole
keep
package,
it as an
Yeah,
ambition
because-
if we
and then we can discuss the single points after that.
Yeah, because like I think that's a really good leverage to have, you know.
About
I can go see if
additional.
they're ready. Are we?
Yeah, you can go check if they're.
Yeah.
Our secretary is
if
on
the
holiday.
10 minutes is up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think we'll be.
So yeah, we have a lot of details here. But
Yeah, should be going. Are we going through the agenda? So the
yeah, I suggest
in
that
the order of
we hear their package
okay
proposal, like so far,
yeah
and then we can start to maneuver the little details.
Okay.
Sounds good, I think. Because we told them the details, right? Like 30 operators.
wonderful.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Hope you had a good break. So, we would like to hear from you if you have made any package deals or like more precise proposals, and then we can start discussing the details if this sounds good for you.
Absolutely. So we discussed internally, and we came to the conclusion that we would like to stay with our crane price for now of 2.95 million for 10 cranes. However, we would like to propose, since the mounting costs are there as well, we would increase our the discount if you pay on time to 1.2%, which will completely erase your mounting costs if you pay within 30 days.
Okay.
I think that's fair since we changed from the EXV to DAP. There's a bit more risk on our side. and like that we can balance that risk out. But I think that is what we offer so far.
Can I clarify? You mean still 30 days or
30 days? If you pay within 30 days, we offer you 1.2% discount on.
Okay.
But you're able to do the delivery, handle it.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna come up with an offer.
Yeah.
I think
All right.
yeah, that's here.
show you what that is as well.
Concerning delivery, I just wanted to clarify one thing. Do you have enough space to store the cranes before they get mounted? For example, if we deliver 2 the first week of July, do you have enough space to stock them before getting the 2 new ones? Or
I think yeah, in the port there's space, but obviously it's gonna increase the warehousing costs, and it's a very tight port. So we would prefer the just in time if it's possible for you, if you can scatter the delivery also.
what would be ideal for you in terms of length of deliveries?
So maybe I could chime in a bit. So let's say we talk about mounting agenda of 1 month. So maybe 2 or 3 trains per week. So weekly deliveries with 2 or 3 cranes. If you're following me.
Yeah. So across 4 weeks then.
Yeah. So 1 week, 1 delivery per week with 2 or 3 cranes. That would be doable. So that would mean maybe max 3 days of storage in general.
Okay.
Or can I clarify? Were you referring like if we deliver all the 10 cranes at the same time, it's gonna scale? So the price is gonna drop, or how?
Yeah, it depends. Basically, we have shipping costs for 1 crane. It's 10,000 euros.
Yeah.
But as you wanted to do 2, 3, and 3, if you order 2 at the same time, the cost is 15k, so it decreases of 5k. And if you order 3 at the same time, it's 18k, so it decreases 2k less.
Well, in this case, we can clarify how much is the actual warehousing if they come early. As long as we're not talking about like 1 month, or we can always maneuver the period of mounting. But
I mean, as we discussed already, we don't need to come to a full agreement today, but so
Yeah,
maybe we
just
can
to note
talk
the
on the phone again
options.
once you have more info about the warehousing costs. It's just something we thought of that you might want to keep in mind, that the more cranes we can ship at once, the cheaper it is for you guys.
yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah.
It's good to
And,
know.
So
Thanks.
that's that.
What we discussed, I think, to do it in 4 different batches. So let's say the weekend or maximum 1 week before the first cranes will get mounted on the ships, we'll deliver like the first 2 ones. So it will probably only be 2 in storage for a few days. The first one will get mounted, and then the second one, and then next week there will be an additional 2 or 3 delivered, depending on what your capacity is at that moment and how many ships you want to start up in the first week. But to spread it out a little bit, but not to deliver it one by one, because that will, I think, be more expensive for both of us.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for clarifying. Makes sense now.
How accurately can you deliver them, like just in time? You know, if we want them, let's say second Monday of July, is that going to be possible? Or?
Yeah. Concerning delivery times, we have a 100% rate of satisfaction. We always deliver on time, so we have no worries on this side.
So within a day.
If you order 3 months in advance, we can guarantee the shipping date to be the exact date.
All right. Yeah. Perfect.
As long as the 3 months the 3 months deadline is respected, we should be good.
All right. Cool.
And regarding the mounting crew you're gonna send, they can't do weekends, or is it only on the week?
Usually it's more during business day, yes.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, just to clarify. Thanks.
Wonderful. So I guess what I can take from your side is that we have to crunch up the numbers on the warehousing costs, and then maybe come up with a proposal.
Clarify those.
Maybe you want to add to your proposal. We also came up with some prices for the training costs.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you know, we have 2 different plans. So for the on-site training, it should be 2k per person.
Okay.
And if you do VR, it's 1k per person. But yeah, it's as you want. You can do both. You can do.
We would like to emphasize the additional value of the on-site training, especially for the less experienced mechanics that you would have at service at that moment. Because it is really beneficial to have them hands-on work on the machines to really understand what the limits are of the installation process. And so everything will go as smooth as possible.
And I think you should really think about it, because if we want to make like a long partnership, it's more like an investment than the costs.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly. Do you think it can also scale up if we send more personnel on site? And there's like a lecture, so you have 30 people versus 10 people. I think it's going to be more cheap or per person.
Given that a lot of fixed costs are included in this, in terms of like housing and feeding the people, for example, I don't think we can do that. But again, this price is based on the maximum 2 weeks period, and our training takes between 1 to 2. So if your guys are very hands-on and smart and really want to go, exactly, which we assume, then we can reduce costs depending on how many days it takes to train them.
Okay. Wonderful.
Do you want to talk about the warranty, maybe?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so you said that you were interested by the gold package, like the extended one.
Yeah, the 24-hour.
Yep. So what we can offer to you is for a 3-year warranty, it can be 10% of the purchase price per year, and for the 5 years warranty is going to be 8% of the total purchase price per year as well.
Could you clarify the last part, not the 3 years and 10%, but after that?
Sorry, what did you say?
The last part that you said, not 3 years and 10% of the buy price.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's 10% or 8% of the purchase price, like the purchase price you bought. Like
so it's per crane.
It's per crane, yeah.
Okay, so one. It's like 35k, 30k a year per crane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 22.5. Could you clarify more of what is included again in this, as it sounds quite high, but.
So basically, you have the annual maintenance, which is included in the regular purchase, and the remote diagnostics and the on-site repair within 48 hours.
Yeah, and that is the gold package.
Yeah.
Was that the
how
second best?
Yeah, how about the silver package, or what's below that?
It's the basic one or the gold one. We didn't have.
So what was the
or
basic
platinum.
one?
The best one was the.
The basic one.
The basic one is only the maintenance,
which is already included for the first year.
Yeah.
Okay. And the price of that is.
It's included.
It's included.
Oh, it's included. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No worries.
All right.
Should we sum up some details we have, or did you have something still on the table?
I don't think so.
No, I think we now quickly went over the parts of the negotiation that we were still that we had just discussed during the break.
Yeah.
So I think we're also ready to move on to.
Right.
Okay.
So just to clarify, the list price, you were saying it stays the 295 but we moved the Incoterm to DAP.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your delivery schedule was, did you write it? You delivered them early to warehousing,
just in time.
scattering.
Yeah, just in time, the first Monday of each week of July.
Yep.
So in 4 deliveries.
All right.
Just needing an info on your side 3 months in advance to make sure we have the delivery date fixed.
Okay.
Yeah. And your production can start, let's say we meet an agreement today, it can start immediately.
Yes. Okay.
Of course, yeah.
And mounting price stays the same.
Yes.
Yep.
Which is where we also offered you to increase the discount.
Yeah.
In 30 days.
Yeah, 1.2%.
And discount is about 3,500, 400. Yeah.
Yeah, the mounting cost is 3,500 per crane, and given the 1.2% discount, it would cover the entire mounting cost. If you opt to buy 10 cranes.
Yeah,
That's fair, I think.
And for let's say also for us, I think one important thing is have you already made a decision on how many cranes you exactly want to buy? Is that still 10?
Initially 10.
Initially
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as you know, we are growing very fast
Yeah.
and hope we can do more business in the future also. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering about the delivery terms, since you said that you're really precise on getting it on time. Would you be opposed to having, like, let's say, if for some reason you delivered it late or delivered it too early, you would basically pay for that warehousing and delaying costs of it?
As we said, we have a 100% delivery rates, so that's definitely something we could offer. Even though I doubt it's going to be useful either per year for us, but yeah, that's definitely possible.
Yeah, because it's just the safety for us because it's
Yeah, of course, we could maybe agree on like a percentage of the shipping costs additional depending on how late the shipment is. For example, that's something that could work with you.
Yeah, initially we were thinking just in time with 2+2 clause, meaning if it's delivered two days too early, you would make up the warehousing cost from that time, and if delivered 2 days too late, you would make up the stalling cost and additional penalty because it's very costly for us to keep the ship idle. But as we trust you, you are professionals, and of course you're gonna deliver it just to safety.
Maybe for us, I mean, we have a great track record, but I mean, you're also in the shipping industry. It takes quite some while for boats to go through the sea, and there's weather conditions sometimes to consider. Are you willing to put like 1 day in front and before and after the delivery date for us?
So you're saying 3+3?
Yeah.
No, like giving a margin of 1 day. Like if the order is placed on supposed to have on Tuesday, if you do it on Monday or Wednesday, it's still okay.
Oh yeah. I said 2+2. I maybe they didn't say it clearly enough. Let's say it's Wednesday, so you can deliver Monday or Friday.
Yeah, that's definitely working.
Yeah.
Well, some additional information, let's say on the shared risk model that we're about to discuss, especially considering that you're already familiar with the shipping industry and also the conditions at sea, as we are very motivated to always deliver the good quality and to make sure all our machines that we deliver to our clients are working and nothing will go wrong. We are a little bit hesitant sometimes to send out ships in very tricky conditions. Is there any way that we could define some weather conditions to be excluded from the 2-2 period of delivery? So that whether, let's say, the conditions at sea in the region of where it should be delivered are so tricky that it would become a risk for the product to get shipped, that won't end up in a penalty.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I suggest we can do like a shared cost division then.
Yeah.
If it's like due to weather or storm.
Yeah.
Because usually it's nice weather here.
Yeah. So we really want to make sure that when we ship our products that you will receive them in good condition and it will be operable within as soon as possible. It's get delivered and it would be a shame if it gets damaged. It would, I think, be not nice for both of us.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. Do you wanna go through the holdback if met the quality terms or?
Yeah. So if you meet the quality terms, we were prepared to buy an additional five cranes if you match everything. Yeah,
with the same terms immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if we're thinking about, like, let's say if we want to go into a strategic partnership for the future, considering that you're growing quite fast, how many cranes do you see yourself buying, or in need of how many cranes in the upcoming, let's say, 3 years?
Yeah, for this year, I think we have 10 + 5, and we need to see the financials and how much.
Of course.
How much we can, but we have a lot of vessels, so we are up to a big partnership here.
Okay. Because I think for us it's also very interesting to look further ahead than only for this preparing of the cranes. I understand that at the moment you wouldn't have the numbers ready to look at what you'll be able to buy in the future. But I think that considering we're looking for a strategic partnership, that it would be beneficial for us to keep you as good clients, and we might be able to offer certain discounts if we end up getting into a strategic partnership. Just so you know that we're open.
Because we're growing really fast, so we would be really valuable for you too.
Yeah.
Client.
Absolutely.
So let's say, can we add to the holdback of the 5 additional discount to the listing price if we do our side well as you?
So we can repeat it.
So what I'm saying, like, we do our quality terms well.
Yeah.
And we order the holdback of 5 additional cranes. Can we get a little discount on that?
Okay. I think that would be possible. Have you already made any idea of what kind of discount you were looking at, or in what regard? Maybe even like in, let's say, in training, that we could figure something out.
Yeah. Or we can do a next meeting then.
Yeah, of course.
See how it goes.
Maybe one thing I could just say out loud. So one thing to consider on your part is the service package costs. So if there is a long relationship to be had here, so maybe we would like to see some discounts on the service package deals. So that, as said, that could be a topic for
instead of the initiative, it was
10% of the
30k a year per crane. I think we can push it down a little bit if we.
I think the thing is, I mean, we also have other customers that we give the insurance packages to, and I think if we start changing those a bit, we might get not in trouble, but they won't be happy to see that we adapt those all too much. So I think we would feel more comfortable giving you a discount on the product itself, or on the purchasing fees, but maybe on the insurance packages we will probably stick to what we have right now. But if we give you a discount on the product price itself, it'll have effect on the insurance anyways, because the insurance is a percentage of the purchase price. So you'll get a discount in both areas at the same time.
Absolutely.
And possibly when your fleet of boats with our cranes will grow to a substantial number, we can maybe even look at on-site repairs, that we would have like a little office with people ready with the needed knowledge to supply you with either maintenance or repairs that would be needed. But I think that's something for in the future to discuss. But we will definitely be open to discuss options and how we can benefit from the situation together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I think we can discuss the credit terms. You already stated discount, but as you know, 3 million inside 1 month is a lot of. It's a big investment, so we are suggesting to raise it up to 90 days. But we are able to offer a penalty fee from our side of 5% if we fail to meet the 90 days. Just to ensure we have a trusting bond here and we can meet up the terms.
Because you're scared you might not be able to pay, or?
No, just
for you to have a peace of mind.
Already we have money, we can pay the penalty, but it's like a kind of interest, like in the boating. It's the bad storm and bad weather, and we have the option to pay later.
Yeah, it's all about our net working capital. So we want to optimize that by having the payment terms in line with our other purchases.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but for the first order, I think we would like to stay with the 30 days notice for the 30 days payment period. But as we discussed that there might be any future sales, then we will know, then we will have built more of a partnership, and I think we could discuss more flexibility on the payment periods. But for now, I think for the first order, we would like to keep it within the 30 days.
Especially because from order to delivery, it's 3 months, which is exactly the 90 days. And there's still, given this is a new relationship, I mean, I think we brought you the 1.2% instead of 1%, which I think is already good. And then we keep our security in terms of 30 days for now, and then we can discuss new terms on the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Would you be able to do the 5 first cranes with current terms you were offering, and the next 5 with 60 days and the 5% penalty from our side? Just to help our cash flow a little bit, because it's you can clarify, but it's a very big investment from our side.
I think because we also need to take into account our production costs, and we need to make the investment for to build the cranes, of course. So would it be an opportunity to increase the amount of cranes that will be paid within the 30 days to 7, and then for the additional 3 we could discuss, let's say, a 60 or 90 day.
Yeah, that's something we could consider for sure. We have to grant some numbers up in the
from
the account have to do a little proposal on that side.
So do we still have something on the table? I'm just checking.
I wanted to ask for the installation for the cranes. How sure will you be able to give us the availability of the ships that they will be docked for us to install for the cranes to be installed? That we know a certain date that's going to happen. To also for us to communicate it towards the shipping company, so we can assure that it will be delivered on time.
Well, if we can look in the schedule of mid-July, or so to speak, then I'm pretty sure that we can plan our shipping routes so that we have the ships ready.
Within how many days do you think you could give us exact clarity on which days it will be possible for the cranes to be?
I think next week we're gonna decide the new routes for the summer, so we can clarify you.
Okay.
And for us, we have a 100% track record of the ships being on time.
Yeah.
So if we say it's on July 1st on the port, it's going to be there.
Yeah.
I think we can guarantee that.
Of course, there's weather conditions.
Of course, that's always always need to take that into account. Plus, for the production of the cranes, it would be nice that we can have a little bit more of a 3-month notice in order to get it into our planning as well, and to assure you that everything will be delivered as up to standards.
Yeah, we can also get back to that, like the details of the actual dates.
After. Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, and of course, if there's some flexibility, that could be nice on either side. So
I think at the moment we'll be able to give you some flexibility on moving around our production planning as well, to make sure that you will have the cranes, especially because we're delivering them in batches. So we've got a little bit of room to figure out how we're going to plan the production, but I think that we definitely will be able to.
Maybe we could include a couple of days of flexibility in the contract that goes either side. So
I think since we already discussed the force majeure clause for our delivery, maybe that includes the same conditions for you guys.
If you're happy with that.
That we both are on the same side. It's equal. Equal responsibility.
Yeah, sounds good.
Nice.
So,
do you have anything to add, or should we continue after lunch? There's a good pizza place near the corner. So
maybe should we just quickly summarize what we
And
would that be something you guys would be willing to do? Or should we summarize?
We can start off. Say the first point would I think be the price, which we I think already came to the conclusion that it's going to stay at the 295. With if it's bought with the 10% of the sale price, with the 1.2% credit discount,
and the DAP.
Exactly, the DAP, and we agreed on a price of 2K per person for the training on site, 1K per person for the VR.
But is that already because for our training a set amount that you come up with now, that how many operators you would like to have trained, or shall we just keep that in a gray area?
I think we're still deciding,
Yeah, we need to also contact the operators still.
Yeah.
And like we can't just send them to the Finland if they are not available. But
Okay, then that's still up for discussion indeed. But we'll know that. Okay.
And then we also settled on the 3-year warranty plan, right? For 10% of the purchase price per crane per year.
Yes.
And the shipping, yes, exactly. But you guys have to discuss with your warehouse costs and so on.
Yeah, we need to calculate them more precisely.
But we did agree on the 2+2 rule
It was
that 2
just
days
in
earlier
time.
and 2 days later is
fine.
is within the margins. When it exceeds, we
Yeah.
will still need to discuss the exact amount of penalties that will be at stake at the moment. As you said, you need to delve into the
Yeah, the
numbers.
actual idling time. Yeah.
But okay, then that's the agreement that's
Yeah.
right now on paper.
I
Okay.
think we came to a good result. We're happy.
Mhm.
I hope you guys are also happy.
Yeah, I think it's very potential relationship. And once again, thank you for coming here. And
Yeah.
I
Thank you
think
for
we'll
having us.
join lunch now together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we enjoyed negotiating with you guys about
same.
sales, and we really hope that this will turn out to be a strategic partnership between the two of us, and that we can grow together. Because we
Likewise.
would love to have you as a client for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Same. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you were 25 seconds over the minimum.
Yeah.
How many cranes are you buying?
10 now.
10
So
now.
what was the 5 cranes?
It's a holdback. If everything goes well, we
Okay.
get more.
What was the indicators that you were looking for?
About the delivery.
Okay, yeah. So there was, I kind of hoped you almost had taken a second break there because I felt like, but I mean, okay, good effort. And you were over the minimum situation there.
I thought it's.
But yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was getting together, and you guys provided some numbers. And yes, you're right. There's no need to sort of like hurry and close the deal. But at the same time, you had 30 minutes left of the negotiation, so I felt like there was an opportunity to pursue some more clarification. Some of the issues that were up in the air didn't need to be left in the air. That's my sort of like, this is my initial sort of like, because I was like, there was a process of clarification, first bit, and then cutting. But fair play. I mean, like I said, 60 minutes is the minimum thing. You were over by 25 seconds. But this is a thing where I think that this can serve as a nice thing to look at as being like, okay, what was your process that was going on, and identifying a few things that were the sort of like, what was the things that could have been sorted out without hurry. So I think that one key thing is that no hurry, no need to sort of like close things up. But one of the things that I'm looking for, and this has an opportunity, because I'm always thinking like, these exercises have an opportunity of practicing just identifying issues, clarifying issues, and driving towards an agreement. And one of the things that I sort of like can ask people to look at, and also you guys to look at, is that if we consider that we have about 30-ish minutes left, there's this sense of what were some issues that were identifiable as fixable still, like this idea of like, I think that it was fair that you said that you don't know the warehousing costs for keeping the trains a couple of days there. But then the issue of like, well, we can clarify to the point that your parts, you had a price for 1 crane, 2 crane, 3 crane batches. And so this come together. We had an issue here about the different levels of service contract. We had a lot of different prices that could have been added together to be like, okay, let's put it up to seeing if you mentioned 30 people that you thought about adding. So just this sense of like, to what degree could we have made this? Could it have been a bit more concrete without pushing for further things? So just with the things that you brought to the table. And this is what this is for a sort of like identifying what issues were already mentioned. So not bringing anything more to the table, because I think this was enough. I think you brought enough to the table. And again, not rushing, because I thought you had a good pace, and there was definitely not a feeling of saying yes to things too soon. But just sort of being like, with the things already specified, which could have been polished up and clarified and brought more up to sort of like say, okay, with the issues that we already have dealt with, here's how it looks like, and specify a bit more. But that's just me. I like a good process, and I have to say that I was just hoping to see a bit more of it because there was like stuff. It's like this kind of like when you see satisfying gifts or something like that, where things are moving and starting to align, and I was like, oh, well, come on, there were some really neat fiddling and sorting and aligning, because you set up a nice nice process where things were starting to come together. So honestly, I was just like, oh, couldn't I have a bit more? So, so it's in the same time I'm sort of like, hey, come on, but I'm also like saying the reason I wish there was more was because the fundamentals were last time to line up. So it's kind of like praise and criticism at the same time. But in the sense of like, do you worry about, did you do enough? You did do enough because you went over the minimum thing. So now that I've done my sort of like complaint about, I'm going to throw the ball over to you. You're now done with your things. So I know I've messed the puddle a little bit already by expressing how I felt. But I want to throw the ball now to you. This the traditional sort of round of what kinds of impressions, feelings, thoughts is on your mind kind of immediately afterwards.
Well, if I can start, I think, especially comparing to the last negotiation, I think this really got more towards discussing a topic and really getting together to find a solution to whatever is at stake. I did struggle a little bit with the case, a little bit more, because it felt like you could agree to something so easily that it was hard to find the mutual point where we could really like get up into a discussion where multiple options would be available. And I think we got to it, but if we needed like 2 or 3 more critical questions from both sides to get into that point.
And I think, so in my notes, I have something that I'm saying, what about this? So it'll be interesting for me to see your reflection, all of your reflection on this issue, because in one hand, you could say like, oh, they have a nice product and we have a growing company. Deal. But I think that's what I was saying. Things were aligning and there were opportunities to like think that, and I put it here, so I'm glad that you have that feeling, because I think that in your reflection you can expand on that and then look at what you think about the issue that I brought up. But sorry, I interrupted again, more thoughts from others.
I think the general flow was more there. I felt more immersed in this one than in the last one. I felt more in the role of my salesperson than I felt in the previous negotiation, just because it really felt a bit more specific this time. Because in the last case we were the Mexicans and we were representing everyone, and everyone was kind of doing everyone. And then now it was really sales, engineering, and tech, and so that was nice. And that's also how we were interacting with the others, I felt like. And so that was a nice repeating this time.
Yeah, there is the design of the cases is very different, and this one allows you guys more freedom. And it's based on that you have already done one case, so there's less sort of like what's happening. But how do you feel? This is like a quick question. You mentioned now that the specific role allowed a bigger specialization. So I know that this is something you can talk more about in your reflection, stuff like that. But also, just like an impression, do you feel like that impacted how you work as a team? And what's your general feeling on that? That there was more special, because you mentioned just now that you had a more specialized role.
I think, given our team, we had worked, or we had a template where we had our strategy on it. So we all knew what everyone was kind of going to talk about. So it was nice to. For me, at least, I was able to connect the dots when I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about this, but I won't go into much detail because I know Thibaut or Chris will have something to say about that as well. So then I can just say my part and then hand it over to them. And so I felt it was more connected.
I want to throw the ball over to you guys, because last time you already had, as the American team, you had much more specialized role already. So that makes it interesting to see, like, how do you feel like the case changes in the sense of teamwork changed for you guys?
Well, I guess it was kind of the same as the previous one. You know that we were pretty immersed last time in our roles. So in that sense, it was kind of the same. But like on a general note, I think that the lack of numbers in the case made it maybe a bit hard to negotiate, and maybe that's why some things were left in there, as we had to come up with some numbers for the package deals and all that.
So
the warehousing prices.
The warehousing price was empty, but everything else did get a number on it. So that's why I feel like out of all the numbers, like of course we don't have all the numbers, but out of the numbers that were on the table, I think you could point and put a number on almost all of them except the warehousing. And I was hoping you guys could take a break or something, because I would just feel like warehousing is negligible for a couple of days. That would allow me to take that obstacle away from the thing and let you crunch numbers a little bit, because that's fun. Because that can get messy.
I think
yeah.
I mean the training parts and all that. So.
Yeah, but that they did provide a number for that, and they were allowed to. This was one of the things where you guys were allowed to make up stuff.
Yeah, that's what we did.
So they did provide you with a price.
Yeah, but that kind of like maybe slowed the beginning as
yeah,
we still trying to get the number.
Now I see what you mean. Now I see what you mean. In that sense, and that's something that's brought up here as well.
Yeah.
In the beginning. So yeah, it made it more challenging for you guys specifically now on how it happened. Yeah, that's a good point, and that is in the thing like the. That's what I noticed as well, and it's a valid point. I'm looking forward to seeing what reviewers think about how that was set up. Because now I see what you mean, and I agree that in that particular thing. We ended up getting a price on everything in the end, but it wasn't there at first, and it took a while. Okay, more sort of general feelings, thoughts. This has been sort of like we're already starting to pinpoint things that the reviewers can focus on. But I just want to see like if people just want to express in general like thoughts, feelings.
I've had a negotiation course before where the cases were a bit more secretive about data, so both teams had different information.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. Here we had a lot more leeway, and in the other ones it was a lot more about really the crunching of numbers and trying to see, okay, what is their actual price that they have on paper versus what we think it is, and that's where there's a bit more.
Yeah, the decision and the reason why I'm even hesitant to put as much numbers as I did in this case is that with a bunch of depending on what your majors are and stuff like that, but when we take mathematically oriented people, when you present them with a problem, they go into problem solving mode, and unfortunately, when we go into negotiation, especially the focus on this negotiation, is that yes, there is a puzzle in there oftentimes, but when you focus too much on the puzzle, puzzles tend to be sort of like when you go into the language of math, it's universal. And then we forget the international part of it, which is this sense of like where we have to convey and express an idea and generate a shared vision on issues. And here's where I think that you generated, you were able to do it quite well. Again, I felt like it was starting to emerge. And like I said, I think we got more, but I'm sure like people are sitting at home and thinking like, no, I'm bloody happy that they didn't.
Yeah, from the timing, I thought we started at 2 p.m. That's why I started.
No. So it's we start from the recording time. So that's that. Now I can see like but that's why I have the hand sign so that you don't have to look at. I'm gonna do that. So I didn't give you the 20-minute warning even yet. So but I see what you're saying now. Yeah, but that's a good point, and I know that many negotiation courses, and that's a perfectly fine thing. Those are good and interesting cases, and they're sort of like almost like mysteries. But uncertainty and communication is messy. Like interpersonal communication is messy, and focusing on the relationship part of this is about like generating a shared understanding out of confusion. Is a key focus, and it focuses on the communicative part more. We have an element of the mechanical, we have an element of the linear, and like I said, you were starting to build with that, and there's some certain satisfaction in seeing that come together. But if we step back and ask and tells us what are we doing mainly, we're doing the communicative parts, and that was happening. We had interaction, so you created sufficient material here as well. But yeah, I've said a lot now, but anything from Björk and Tibor?
Just several lot of numbers in this case, so there's a lot of crunching numbers. I was with my Excel open here, typing things up. It was a lot harder than the first one.
Yeah.
The cases numbers.
Yeah, that's the idea. The idea is that the first one offers a very specific range of very linear functions in order to make you able to focus and get into the situation and get used to the situation more. Here now, the assumption is you are more comfortable with the situation, you have more brain power freed up, you are able to specialize a bit more, and so the complexity is allowed to go up a bit to allow you to play with the numbers a bit more creatively. And yeah, so the idea is that we have that issue there. Yeah, anything to?
Yeah, I think the case was way different than the first one, and it's way more discussion than a negotiation, so it was difficult to bring it to like negotiation. We did it at the end.
Yeah. And it is good. We ended up with good material. So I think we can say bye to the people now. Bye.